Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Dawn here. So today we're here. I'm going to do this mould from I've forgotten the name again. Let's Resin mould subscription box thing. Oh, look at that. There's a hair on there. I don't know how that got in there. Anyway, and I really want to do the jar. The jar is so cute. I did say that I would come on and do them all. I've not done them in any particular order. I've actually done them out of order. You would think I'd do it from 1 to 6, but no. But I like to actually use my stuff at least once before I put it away. Right, okay. Just gonna, oh my goodness. It's really, there we go. Right, I just want to pop that in there. Let me just wipe my hands because they are, do you know what? These are just my cheaper gloves. So I'm going to take them ones off and we're going to put a new pair on for this because it just makes sense too. Have I only got one on the table? Of course I've only got one on the table. So let me grab another one out of my little basket. Okay, now what I want to do, it's got some gorgeous flowers and stuff on. I'm going to mix this yellow, the red and the orange together because I want it to be a really nice colour. These are just cheap ones and I just thought it would give it, there's not much left in them. Actually, let's just try these two colours together. I'm just going to stir it slowly because this will go everywhere. But because of the amount of resin I've got 9 ounces here and I have no idea if this is going to be enough. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Yeah, I think I want to add some of that orange in. These are just cheap ones. I don't know where they came from. They just sort of were in my stash. So yeah, definitely need that orange in as well. I do have some more if it turns out that this isn't enough. So it's all good. I'm sorry about the children next door. They are out playing, which is where they should be. And as I work at the bottom of my garden, then it's the only house actually now in the street that has children. So it's quite nice to hear them. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at how beautiful that colour looks. That is just stunning. Right. I've got a lot of pigment there. Now I need to give this a really good stir to get that all mixed in. I don't know whether to run this. Yeah, I should run it through the vacuum chamber. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to split it into the cups. And then we'll pop this through the vacuum chamber, get as many of these bubbles out as possible. Look at that colour. Oh, that colour is just amazing. I mean, I do have just yellow, orange and red, so I suppose I could do it again. The hope is this is enough. This has to be enough, guys. It really, really does have to be enough resin to do this because it's also the last of the resin that they've got. So I hope so. There's 9 ounces, so we shall see. Right, I'm just going to lay that on there. I'm going to split this. Oh, I'm going to make a mess of it and lose half of it. And then we're going to run this through the vacuum chamber. Once I've run it through the vacuum chamber, we'll come and pour it. So it'll be 2 seconds. Right, okay, they have gone through the vacuum chamber, so we are literally just going to pour them. I am going to spray some rubbing alcohol in there just to try and prevent any bubbles forming. So really mush that around, making sure, yeah, we've got them in. Right, okay, the first thing I am going to pour is the lid because if I do run out of resin, I can sort of make it a design feature, can't I? I'm just going to go in there. I did have, there they are. Let me just grab one. Come on, out you come. Right, there we go. So just making sure we'll get that in, and it doesn't look like there's any bubbles in there at all. Okay, so I'm going to pour the rest. Okay, before I put any more in that lid, we're going to go under this edge and get any bubbles out, hopefully. So I'm hoping we've got them. I sort of can't really tell that. I mean, that's a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, okay, let's fill that up. And there's that one. Now, I'm just going to pour this one in. Okay. And then before we do anything else, we're going to smush around there, hopefully releasing any bubbles that are in there. Okay. And then I'm just going to pour the rest in. So I did make up 9 ounces of resin for this, so like I said, I'm hoping we do have enough. I really do hope so, because we don't have any more resin, not until my delivery comes. So I've just ordered a couple of different ones actually, from J Diction. So I've heard that they're a good resin. There was a really good offer on Amazon, so if I remember to, I will link their resin. I've ordered the tabletop and the deep cast, and then just a cheap epoxy. Okay, and then let's pour this. Please be enough. Oh, I don't think there's going to be enough, guys. This is not good. Although I think we could, just to say, get away with it. Yeah, do we have to have it fully filled? Well, the answer is no, because we can't. I honestly thought 9 ounces would have been enough for this. Yeah, really thought it was going to be enough, but as you can see, I do have a tiny little bit more, so I'm just going to go all the way in there, just making sure that. Right, I'm sure, I'm absolutely positive I might have enough just to do another 2 ounces. I need to go and have a look. But the only thing is, it'll be mixing 2 different types of resin. I don't know if you can do that. So, and it's a lot of resin to waste if you can't. Oh, decisions. What to do. I mean, I'm really scraping the barrel here. Oh, I had hope when we started pouring. I had hope that we had just enough, and we might even have a little bit extra, but definitely not. Right, okay. Let me have a look through my stash. Let me see what I've got. I think I'm just going to mix up what I've got. I do have some tabletop resin, but again, it's a different type of resin, so I don't think. Right, okay. Yeah, let me see what I've got, because I think I need another 2 ounces. So this is an 11 ounce project. Let me take these off, because yeah. Let me see what I've got. Let me see if I can mix up some more. I need to do it now, because I'm going to have to put it in as clear, because we've got no pigments left. So yeah, let me see what I've got. Okay, I'm back. Do you know what? Oh, I'm so glad I had a look, guys, because let me just sorry, just grabbing some more gloves. I've got the exact same resin. I hadn't realised that I do actually have another one. This is my last one. And the only other resin I've got after this one is a Flower Q, and obviously I didn't want to mix that up. So we do have some. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. I was a bit, yeah, I was thinking, oh no, what should I do? Next time, Dawn, just have a look to see what you've got, because if I'd known, I would have left that other one, and I would have just opened this one up and made so that it was the same. I'm not sure if it's the same brand. I think it's the same brand. So we're just going to mix up 2. I'm not going to put it through the vacuum chamber. We're going to leave it, because I've already been messing way too long, like too much. Oh, a little bit more. Okay. Right, so yeah, There's that one. So I'm really glad that I do have some other. This is last. So I do have some on order. I've got different types on order. So I've got epoxy, a tabletop, and deep cast, because I really want to do my hedgehog mould. Okay. So now we want this. Okay. Is that 2? Nowhere near 2. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay. Phew. What a save. Actually, I'm looking at that thinking that's not quite right, and it isn't. We need just a touch more. Right. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Right. Let's get this mixed up. So I'm going to mix it up. And then I'm just going to pour it straight into my mould. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about bubbles in this one. I'll put it through the vacuum chamber. Although I could, couldn't I? Do I have time? Because this has already been mixed for about 15-20 minutes. And then if this, I need to put it through the vacuum chamber. I'm just putting loads and loads of bubbles in. Right, okay, I might just put it through for a few minutes so we get the majority of the bubbles out, because I'm mixing this ridiculously fast because I'm worried about that. Yeah. Anyway, do you know what? What will be. I mean, I could try and match the colour up, but I think for the purpose of this, I am probably best off just popping clear in. So what I am going to do though is I'm going to pour it into this one so it picks up that colour. So it's not pure clear resin, it's got a bit of colour to it as well. So that's what we're going to do. And then we'll get this through the vacuum chamber. I'm not going to do it for the full 5 minutes because I am a bit wary of this setting up. So let's get it in there. More because, I mean, how many bubbles have I just stirred in? I don't know where this hair's come from. Okay, right. So even if I get half those bubbles out, that's going to make a massive difference, isn't it? Do you know, if there's any professionals watching this with resin, please look away, because you're probably thinking, what are you doing? Because that's what I'm doing. I've never had this happen, so I'm sort of now in panic mode. Right, okay, I'm going to get this through the vacuum chamber. I'll be 2 seconds. We're back. So I've run that through the vacuum chamber, and we're just going to pour it in, and I'll probably use my, oh look at that, just under 2 ounces. I'm just going to use my stick, my popsicle stick, just to mix that together a little bit, and hope that it doesn't look silly, because that is sort of my worry, that I make this look so silly. Right. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't check before we started, guys, honestly. So just really going all the way around just to try and hopefully get that mix in so it looks as though it's part of the pan. That is the plan. We can fit a bit more in there. Okay, there we go. So that is as much as it's gonna put in there. We've got hardly anything left. So this takes 11 ounces to do this project. Just gonna swirl that. So I will be back when it has cured and we unmold it. And I think I'm gonna paint those flowers on the side with a gold pen, because I think that'd look gorgeous. I'm just adding a bit more into that because we can, just hopefully it'll make it look the same. I'll find something to pop that in. I'll probably put a tiny bit of colour in, and maybe in a pendant mould or something, but we will see what I do with it when we get back. So I will see you on demold. Okay, we are back. These are all set up beautifully. like I say, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, just because we did end up finding extra resin, but it seems to have all gone nicely. The only downside is, because I didn't put it through the vacuum chamber for the amount of time I wanted, I can see bubbles in there, which is a bit annoying. I did do some extra, so with what was left, we got a couple of paws out of it, and I got 2 little kitty faces, so we're going to do something with those. And then I did these sunflowers, which are fab, and they're just going to go in my little pot, and the sunflowers I'll use when I'm making cards on my other channel. Now let me open this up. I don't know why my husband's not opening the door for a certain little pooch, but he's not. Oh, that looks gorgeous. So I'm just going to, now we're going to use some paint pens to decorate this. Sorry, I went out of camera. That is actually gorgeous, and it's turned out quite nicely as well. It looks as though it was meant to be. Thank goodness for that, because I was so worried about that. Now it is a bit sharp along that bottom edge, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Be careful, because that's just nearly went in my mouth. Okay, and just get rid of that nice sharp edge, because we don't want anyone to cut themselves on this at all. Right, okay, oh, much better, much better. So there is that. And then let me just put this the right way. The only thing I'm sort of looking at is, it looks as though the moulds are more oval, so I don't know if my lid's gonna fit. And I think that's from where it's been sort of squished down. Okay. And then the lid again. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't think it would. So can you see where it's been sort of squished in the parcel? I'm finding that happen a lot. That is such a shame, because that's like a whole chunk of resin wasted. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the only way to be able to, like, to sell this is without the lid, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to finish it off. That's ended up with a tiny bit of green glitter, and I don't know where that green glitter's come from, but there you go. Right, I'm going to use my gold acrylic pen, and we're just going to go over and colour in these flowers. So we're going to need a couple of coats on this, but I think it'll be really nice. So it's making sure we get the right outline. Oh, work that up. Went way over the edge there. And there we go. And give that a colour. And this is just to decorate up. Now, for it to be permanent, you would want to do this up before. So you would want to colour on your mould. But yeah, I mean, that looks nice. Like I said, we are going to need a couple of coats for this. So I think what I'm going to do is pop you on speed up while I do with a bit of music, because I don't know how long it's going to take, because I'm going to bring in some green as well, because we've got some green leaves, so I think it'd be nice to add a bit of green in, and then sort of go from there. And I'm thinking I might even have a look for some gems to go in the centre of these flowers. So I'll pop you on speed up while we do this, and yeah, I'll see you when it's done.
frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be away in my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
We're done, we're all finished. I've got to be careful. So I've ended up really decorating it up. Now I'm not going to sell this, I'm going to keep this because yeah, it's so pretty, but the lid just doesn't fit on properly. But it won't bother me, but it's not something that I'm going to get rid of. Oh, we've dropped one of the flowers off the top, but I thought, you know what, I really want to go to town on this and really have fun with it. So I have, and I have to say it's a beautiful little pot, so I'm really pleased with that. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing it come together. I've loved doing it, and yeah, I'm going to be back very soon with another video for you guys. So I hope you can join me then. Lots of resin projects coming up for you, but I have to say I love the colour. I'm so glad I went with the red, orange and yellow in the beginning, because it's just stunning. What a beautiful little pot. The camera really isn't showing it any justice whatsoever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I will catch you guys in another video very soon. But until then, please do take care and happy crafting. Bye.